अस्सलाम वालेकुम। एक
वालेकुम
बार फिर
अस्सलाम रहमतुल्लाह।
यस, आज हमारे साथ सर हैं और एक बार फिर लाइव आ चुके हैं आप सबके साथ और एक नए टॉपिक के साथ आए हैं। थोड़ा सा मिलता जुलता भी है, लेकिन इट विल बी अ न्यू एक्सपीरियंस फॉर ऑल ऑफ यू। तो स्टार्ट करते हैं। सर काजी मोहम्मद तौसीफ हमारे साथ हैं। आई होप मैंने सर सही नाम लिया है आपका।
Yes, yes.
Yes, and he has like 23 years of vast experience in teaching and school administration, and has served in national and international schools at different positions. And still, he is like in Saudi Arabia and working as coordinator and a consultant
This
to that
high
consultant as a
school
supervisor.
teacher. Yeah.
Yes, so sir as a consultant काम कर रहे हैं मनारा स्कूल में, and he has served in like national schools में भी बहुत सारी जगहों के ऊपर सर्व कर चुके हैं। एंड काफ़ी वास्ट एक्सपीरियंस है सर का। एंड बड़ी क्लासेस को पढ़ाते हैं ज़्यादातर। कुछ इनके सब्जेक्ट एरियाज हैं बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग से, जो कि सर खुद बताएंगे। तो सर आपके सब्जेक्ट स्पेशलाइजेशंस काफ़ी डिफरेंट हैं जो टॉपिक आपने चूज़ किया है उससे,
जी
राइट?
अस्सलाम वालेकुम and वालेकुम अस्सलाम,
वालेकुम
जज़ाकल्लाह
अस्सलाम।
खैर जी. Thank you for my
यस सर।
brief and to the point introduction. Yes, I am teaching high school like O and A levels ever since I joined teaching way back in 1999 from HSN College, Lahore. And my subjects has always been business studies and accounting. I have done my degree in business administration from Islamabad, and currently I'm teaching the same stream, British and American stream, at Manarat Al Riyadh International School. So I also welcome my fellow colleagues of this batch who are the audience here. And inshallah, we will share some views regarding this very vast topic, which is uh, emotional intelligence in the classroom, right? So, shall I?
यस
Yeah, thank you. So
यस
it's
सर,
a
बिल्कुल।
sorry.
यस यस, द फ्लोर इज योर सर।
All right, thank you, ma'am. Thank you. I was just a bit uh, not sure about it. All right. As we can see that the emotional intelligence in the classroom, this is our topic, and it's a vast subject. Many researchers have spent a lot of time in researching and determining the emotions and why these emotions are important and how can we utilize these emotions effectively so that we can have better classroom learning. Now, as we all know, that Aristotle is one of the philosophers of the ancient time. He said once that knowing yourself is the beginning of all wisdom. So this is absolutely spot on. As if we zoom in and see that if someone doesn't know about himself, he won't be able to understand the emotions of others. Aristotle again said once more, educating the mind without educating the heart is no education at all. So, I mean, if you are just delivering your lesson, you are disconnected, your students are not putting their heart in, that process is not called education at all, according to Aristotle, and according to many other studies, it is the same. So we're going to dive into this huge topic and see how can we learn about these emotions, how can we take these emotions to our classroom, and how can we get connected more strongly in a better, impactful, productive way with our students so that we achieve our objective. Any activity in the classroom, if it is not dropping down into that stream of learning, the whole activity or all activities or the even one activity shall not be categorized as effective teaching. So, emotional intelligence talks about social skills, self awareness, self regulation, empathy, and motivation. I will spend few seconds on each of these, then we move on, because social skills are imperative because we are living in a society. So, if we do not know those social skills, we won't be aware of ourselves. This is probably the most important out of all these five stages. So, if I do not know about myself and I do not have the ability to regulate myself in terms of those emotions, how to utilize those emotions, when to show happiness, when to control my anger, how to overcome my fear, I won't be able to be a productive human resource in any case. It's We are not discussing only school here. We are discussing the topic, which is emotional intelligence. So once I know my emotions, those are which are bracketed under self-regulation, I would be in a position to empathize, where I would be recognizing the problem faced by someone, and I would be uh, suggesting some solution. And at times, even by sitting beside a person and listening to his problem is as good as any empathies we have in our life. And the whole process motivates us and motivates people around us. So that is why emotional intelligence is absolutely a great topic for all of us to learn, and it is not going to be learned by few sessions, by few workshops. It's a lifetime uh, project, lifetime task, and with each phase of our life, we learn, and we learn about ourselves, we learn about regulating those emotions, we get more closer to empathy, we get more closer to the importance and the significance of motivation, not only for ourselves but for people around us as well. So let's see. But before I move on, I have a question for all my listeners. Do we take decisions by Do you take decisions by following your heart or brain? So, in a live session, I mean, many people would come up with their answers immediately. Some would say brain is over heart, and some say heart is more closer to brain. But the modern research shows that it is not only the brain or it is not only the heart. It's a combination of brain and heart which helps us in making the right decision to overcome the problems and come up with the better solutions, right? So in the beginning, IQ was related to, which is still there. IQ is brain and EQ is more of emotions, but the combination of IQ and EQ definitely helps us in sorting the problem. Because, for example, a teacher got late in the morning. Now, as an administrator, if I am getting mad at him or her without knowing the problem, without empathizing, first of all, I need to know why she's late, why he's late. Maybe he had a flat tire. Maybe something went wrong in the morning. In Pakistan, we have multiple challenges. Maybe the electricity was not available. Maybe something else happened. So, in that case, without knowing the problem, and if I am getting mad at him or her, that means I am just following one side of my of myself, right? I did not have the power to control my emotions, and I blusted, and I was very angry, and that's how. So the whole day, the teacher will remain uncomfortable, demotivated, and may take an aggressive step. Maybe she or he creates a situation with one of the students or with one of the colleagues. But if I took it the other way, empathizing with him, asking about the problem, supportive, being supportive, and providing any possible help, or covering him or her for the first lesson, he or she would be very, very satisfied, motivated, and would not waste his time all through the day and will be more obliged in the end towards the school administration as well. All right. So it's a combination of brain and heart which works the best. Now, understanding the emotions is imperative for effective classroom learning. We are focusing on classroom learning here. Paul Akman, a psychologist in the University of California, he said that all students must be taught six emotions. There are more than 50 emotions, we all know. However, these are the six more in practice or acceptable: happiness, surprise, sadness, anger, disgust, and fear. Right? So, probably this is the missing part in our schools. We start with our curriculum, we focus on our syllabus, we have deadlines to meet, and we are under pressure, and we forward that pressure, we pass it on to our students, and we do not touch upon these things, despite of the fact that we are human beings and students are also human beings, and we are full of emotions. We all are full of happiness, surprise, sadness, anger, disgust, and fear, but we ignore all these and we put our foot down and to ensure that things must go the way we want it should be, right? Which is according to the studies is absolutely not fair. Now, Daniel Goleman, a renowned author and researcher, he said, encourage students to view life from another person's perspective. So, right from the school, the training starts. I was watching a video on LinkedIn the other day in Japan. They were students were acting. They were having three lanes. One lane was having only one person, the driver. They actually made a bus, right? And the teaching was going on to help elders, to help ladies, and to make an environment which is helpful and cooperative. The driver is driving, and an old lady comes in. She gets on the bus, and a young man sitting in one of the lanes, he gets up and gives जो है वो बूढ़ी अम्मा को कहता है कि जी आप यहाँ पे बैठ जाएं. थोड़ी देर बाद एक बुजुर्ग आते हैं. वो उसके लिए वो बच्चा, ये सब बच्चों ने बनाए हुए हैं, मूछें लगाई हुई हैं और इस तरह वो बूढ़े बने हुए हैं. फिर एक और लड़की आती है, शी इज़ यंग गर्ल, लेकिन वो लड़का उठ जाता है और उसको जगह देता है. और द लास्ट वन के एक और लड़की आती है विच इज़ हैविंग सम प्रॉब्लम विद हर लेग. तो एक यंग लड़की जो है वो उठ जाती है और उसको जगह दे देती है. तो राइट फ्रॉम द चाइल्डहुड, राइट फ्रॉम द स्कूल, ये वो अपने बच्चों को ट्रेन कर रहे हैं, और इसी वजह से उनके बच्चे जो हैं फिर आगे जाके दे बिकम अ वेरी गुड सिटीजन एज वेल. सो definitely these are living examples. Now, we move on and we see some of the strategies for effective teaching. One of the studies, which is called the Marshmallow, as you can see on the screen, there's a beautiful picture of marshmallow, and it is directly linked with gratification. Now, we all know gratification talks about reward, and students who are there is actually a very, very nice experiment, and it is an experiment which did not last only for one lesson. What happened? They carried out, they placed some marshmallow in one of the classrooms, and the teacher went inside and she deliberately left the class for 15 minutes. After that, she came back and she said that the students uh, who will wait will get two marshmallow, and people and students who will not wait, they can eat one marshmallow, right? So she left again. Some of the students waited there because they wanted to have two marshmallows, and they were also following the instructions of their teacher. And the students uh, who are in a hurry, I would say, they took one marshmallow and started eating. Afterwards, when the teacher came in, she saw that some students are waiting, and she gave two marshmallows to each of them. But this is not the end of the story. They tracked those students who took two mallows for the rest of their life, and they came up, they got to know that those students, they were more successful in their personal and professional life. Why? Because they learned that gratification cannot be achieved in a jiffy. Gratification requires patience. Gratification requires consistent consistency, right? And those achievements do not come so easily, right? So this was a study carried out in America, and this is called Marshmallow test or study, which has its very positive results. Sorry.
Right.
The next we have about donation, right? Charity or donation, which is one of the very, very strong teachings of our own religion. In Islam, we really emphasize on charity, we really emphasize on donation, and Pakistan is, mashallah, one of the top countries in Muslim world in terms of donation. I would like to share one personal example, not example, an experience which is done by our school every single year. What they do, they encourage students. They have their sessions, and then students buy meals, and few teachers, they accompany them. They go to nearby masjid. They go to different close by streets, and those workers, the municipal committee workers, they are on duty, and they all come for Zohar prayer as well. So they give out those meals and some cash money as well to those workers. And in return, they do not get any grade, extra mark, or extra certificate. Not at all. Yani, it is nothing for projecting them that they are so generous. But that intrinsic satisfaction which they receive, which they get after donating the money, after giving out the charity, is absolutely phenomenal and stays with them for a long period of time. So that giving giving feeling should also be taught to students, which is directly linked to emotional intelligence. And that is again a strong emotion which should be taught, which is taught in our school at least. And what brings it in? It brings happiness. It brings again gratification, and uh, it also teaches them that uh, they are in a position that they can give out to those who cannot afford, right? So that charity is absolutely um an effective teaching in terms of EQ. We move on, and mistakes is our next slide. Errors need to be welcomed. The exposure to errors in a safe environment can lead to higher performance. Haiti 2011. This research was done in 2011. I mean, unfortunately, any mistake done in our school in our time was taken to to great punishment. Can recall my school days where the teachers were very, very harsh, and they use those corporal punishments against those mistakes done by us. But the modern world taught us that it's not about punishment, it's about accepting those mistakes. Because the moment you punish a student, that connection, that emotional connection is disconnected. And then you become a commodity. You being your teacher, and students are, when they are disconnected, they disrespect as well. They disrespect students. So studies have shown that this is one of the strong emotions, and where mistakes should not be penalized or punished right away. Mistakes should be welcomed, and those should be corrected in a safe environment where the student and the teachers are feeling that they are working in a safe environment for a particular purpose. And that really helps the performance of a teacher to enhance, to improve, and also the students. And the the interesting thing is that students, they respect that teacher who is not mad when they may make mistake. Students are really they act as your I would say marketing manager. They introduce you to other teachers, they introduce you to other students who are a grade lower than them, that this teacher is a good teacher. Don't go to that teacher. He's very strict, this and that, because he doesn't accept our mistake. But this teacher is absolutely helpful in making things all clear. So this is again because at the end of the day, again, the happiness is the key point over here. The happiness, which is one of the strong emotions, will be achieved by our students and job done. Now, the next we have students' resiliency and to look at the big picture. Now, we have to understand resilience first, flexibility, adaptability, which is also leading to learning. So, any teacher or any student, if he is not flexible, adaptable, and ready to learn, the resilience cannot be achieved. Now, students need to experience disagreement and conflict. Emotional learning is understanding that you don't always get what you want, but you must learn to handle it. Now, I have had couple of rough years in my life as far as teaching is concerned, as far as forming connections with my students, and those were really really rough years. I can say I can never forget those years. But the thing is, the moment I was managed to mm, regulate my emotions and form a good connection with my students, things started falling in place. So the thing is that conflict management is part of our daily life. Every single day we come across with these disagreements, conflicts, whether we are at home or at our workplace, right? We do many things which we don't like, yet we try to do those in the best possible way. We can drag those conflicts as well. However, when you when you teach your students and you also learn, because the first thing is self-awareness and self-regulation. If you are not self-aware of yourself, if you're not self-regulating, then definitely you cannot pass it on to others and cannot be impactful and successful. All right. So like we have some very basic disagreements, that this term must be, the syllabus must be finished by that day, or because of those holidays you have to still complete your meet your deadlines. Yani so many disagreements are there. Similarly, students also face certain pressures, certain disagreements on in their daily life in school. But the thing is, how do we manage them and how do we uh, regulate them and express those in our daily life and in our professional life? That matters the most, because any any individual having a better understanding of his emotions can be more and more helpful and productive. The next we have, let your students feel frustration. They say that teachers are brain architect. Teachers are brain architect. They need to create desirable difficulties within the classroom, and that can directly be related with differentiation. We we have one tool, differentiation, which is from very easy task to very difficult task according to the ability of our student uh, population in a class, right? So if students are not frustrated in terms of the difficulty of the task, they will not challenge themselves, and they would be living in a very, very comfortable zone, and this is not good for them. Any student living in the comfortable zone will not be ready for any hard work, will not be willing for any uh, extra challenging or even challenging situation, would like would love to have easy come and easy go routine. So a teacher can create difficult situations for the students, and then help them out to overcome those problems and to solve those exercises or situations. And then by doing so, again, a greater bonding, a greater connection will be formed between teachers and students. And this is what we want. And this is what we strive. And this is what we desire. And this is what we aim at all through our academic year. And you would definitely notice that those teachers who have achieved, who have mastered it, they are always at peace, they're light on their feet, they have natural smile on their face. They enjoy their day out. They hang out with their colleagues. They have positive thoughts coming up. They dress up very, differently in a very charismatic way, and vice versa. The people who are really struggling with these emotions, you will find them in a very, very tough situations. So students must feel frustration, but we can't leave them all alone. We teachers are supposed to help them out, and the moment they accept us as our facilitators, as our saviors in the class, they are definitely. And I have seen teachers. I still remember a teacher in Pakistan. I would not like. I know her name. I know the school name as well. But when she used to come to her school, the small kids, grade KG and one, they used to run at her and used to hug her. She used to sit down, and the students were really, I mean, so much connected and familiar with her, and definitely she was enjoying the best status as teacher, I would say. So forming a good relationship would again lead from that fear to happiness.
Yeah, happiness.
Sorry.
Yes. So we need to have some frustration with the kids as well, a little bit. That
Yeah,
is the
in
point.
terms of creating a situation which will frustrate them and then help them out in terms of solving their problems, and that's the best part of it. Now,
Yeah.
emotional intelligence with the gratitude, I mean, it teaches us optimism and gratitude as well, because if you see that we are focusing on our abilities, because again I would go to that slide number 2, where self-awareness is important, where self-regulation is important. If these two steps are not done, the next steps are in jeopardy. We cannot complete those steps, and that is the end of the story. So knowing yourself, the other day I was watching a video on LinkedIn, and the presenter was presenting with the jug of water and a glass, and he was pouring पानी उसमें ग्लास में डालता जा रहा है, और वो कह रहा है कि ये देखें, ये पानी जो है, ये अगर इसमें ज़्यादा पानी आएगा तो ये पानी इससे निकल जाएगा, गिर जाएगा, और अगर इसमें पानी कम है, फिर उसने 3 स्टेजेस दिखाई कि 25% है, 75% है, 100% है। लेकिन जब 100 से ज़्यादा पानी डला है उसमें ग्लास में, तो उसने ओवरफ्लो किया है। तो वो कह रहा है कि आप में जब अच्छे इमोशंस, स्ट्रॉन्ग इमोशंस जब आपके ओवरफ्लो करेंगे, तभी वो दूसरों तक जाएंगे। लेकिन अगर आपके ग्लास में पानी ही 30% है, तो फिर आपने क्या दूसरों तक जो है वो अच्छी बात पहुंचानी है। सो फर्स्ट fill your glass, and then it will automatically overflow and will reach out to your loved ones, and students भी हमारे loved ones ही होते हैं. Then they say teachers are emotional leaders. Why they are emotional leaders? Because they keep an eye on all students in the class. Okay, they are not focusing on the first lane only, or on those students who are smart, intelligent, respectful. No, they have to include each and every student in the class. And if some of the students are left behind, they are not included. I mean, those teachers are not called good teachers, and those are not categorized as emotional leaders, because they are emotionally, I would use a little harsh word, biased, and they have left out some of the students. I know that learning is a bilateral affair. It is not unilateral affair. It's not one-way traffic. However, the teacher is the oldest person in the class, and the students are the youngest ones. So again, knowing yourself, regulating your own emotions, and then creating a positive impact in terms of effective learning in the classroom. Now, if the students are discouraged, if the students are fearful, they are disgusted, they are sad, now the teacher should step up and to listen to them and to encourage them and to solve their problem and give them hope and ensure that he or she is standing as the best facilitator, because at that time she is the captain of the ship, she is the principal of the school for her class, for her time, which is maybe 30 minutes, 40 minutes, 45 minutes, whichever is the case. So she is carrying a flag of hope. She's known as a facilitator, and she cannot left out any student. So that is why I I always say, and we all know, that teaching is not a profession; it is actually a passion. And unfortunately, it is one of the very neglected and rejected profession in Pakistan, which is one of the reasons of what we are. Anyway, we move on, and we see the next part, which is being empathetic. Sympathetic and empathetic, these are the two words used simultaneously. Uh, if I cannot perceive, recognize, and be aware of the feelings of students, I cannot come up with a better solution. And if I cannot provide a better solution, my role is kind of half done. So, first of all, again, the whole lot of exercise is that knowing your students, solving the problem, being empathetic, make them recognize they are with you, you are with them. That is the empathy we need uh, in our professional life. If someone has made a mistake, we should not make a bigger mistake. If someone has come up with a very aggressive uh, expression, tone, even a word, we should not be behaving like him, and should try to figure out the problem and try to come up with a solution, and try to dive deeper into the problem. Sometimes students, they carry problems from their families. They are neglected at home. Sometimes parents are separated. Sometimes frustration. I give you a personal experience. Few days ago, one of my top students in business studies, he missed one of his papers, and I uh, informed the vice principal. I was very concerned. I said that why did he miss his second paper? I mean, he's my top A star student, and this means that we will get one less A star this year. Please, could you please inquire about his health? Why did he miss his paper two? The vice principal, he called his parent. I was also there, and the parent gave a very standard answer that he missed the date, right? When the student met me, rather, he came to see me and he shared the real story. He said that there is a big conflict going on at home, and
Oh,
that really between his father and mother, and and it is happening every single day, and I was so yani upset about it. So I just couldn't figure out that it is my exam day, and I just forgot it. So because of the problems, parents were having the problem, the student had to pay it, and now he will repeat in October, November. So the thing is that then I was empathetic with him. I said, no worries, you just leave it behind. You focus on all your upcoming papers, forget about it. I'm all here for your October, November attempt as well. You are a talented student. I've already given you a plan to revise and prepare. If you have any problem, you can always come to me and we will sort it out together. And he
okay.
was at peace. I said, forget about your business exam. It's all done, gone. Whatever is the reason, put it behind. Focus on your today's practical and the upcoming practicals and all that, right? And he was a changed person in few minutes. His facial expression got changed. So daily basis, we as teachers have to empathize, but again, self-awareness and regulation of your own emotions are the prime tasks. So thank you so very much for all your attention, time, and I'm really thankful to Ms. Farah for her technical and professional support in ensuring. These are my contact number and email. If any feedback is, you're most welcome to share with me. Jazakallah khair. Thank you very much. And assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
Yes. And with that, thanks to Sir, and thanks to all the audience for being with us in such a lively discussion. And until next time, Allah Hafiz.
Allah Hafiz.